Hi, everybody. So I hope that this really encourages somebody out there, especially somebody who's dealing with sorrow and grief and pain, right? Get this right. Sometimes when we think about God and Jesus, we can fall into a trap of thinking that their experience of life is so far removed from our own. As in, they're up there in heaven surrounded by light and angels and everything good. And then here we are on earth, underneath the pressure of the madness and the craziness of what goes on down here in our daily lives and in the world, right? But it's a trap to think that God is that far removed from what we're going through. He's one of us. Jesus is always one of us. Get this right. In the Bible it says that he was anointed with joy more than his companions. Yeah, so he did have and still does have so much joy, right? But then on the other hand it says that he was a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. I don't know if you felt rejected by friends or family or people who were meant to be for you, right? Jesus felt that rejection more than anybody, right? He came to earth, right? And he was meant to be received by his people. But instead they spat on him, they beat him, they cursed him, they tried to throw him off a cliff even. And then in the end they put him on a cross and killed him. Man, rejection hurts, right? That's just one way in which Jesus is living like us between that tension of sorrow and joy, right? Sometimes we think, man, why is it like this? Why can we not just find balance? But this is our life's experience, right? Rather than looking at these things as two opposites, one to be completely avoided at all costs, the sorrow, no, I don't want this ever. And this other one to be hunted after, the pursuit of happiness, right? Rather than idolize one and detest the other, why don't we look at them both as opportunities? Not to focus on the getting, but on what God is giving in those moments. Even in the deepest sorrow, God is there with his hands open with something good for us, right? It's like if you imagine an apple that's fallen off a tree and it's just stayed in one place for ages, and the fruit, which is meant to be the good thing, which is meant to be the thing that could be eaten and taste good, full of flavor, has slowly started to rot off. It seems like there's nothing good there. But get this, beneath the flesh of that fruit, right, is a seed which has the potential for 1,000 trees to grow, right? What is God giving you in this moment of sorrow right now? Will you come to him and ask him, what are you giving me right now? Do you have something for me in this moment I'm going through? Maybe you feel like a thread going through a needle head. You know how difficult it is to get that thread through the eye of a needle. It's a tight place. There's no room for maneuver for that piece of thread, right? But the master craftsman, right, when he threads it, he has a plan and a design, right, to create something beautiful with that, a tapestry even, right? But that thread, that colourful thread has to go through the eye of the needle first. It has to be pushed and squeezed through this place where there's no wiggle room whatsoever, right? How do you think that thread would feel if it was you? It would feel hard pressed. It would feel squeezed in on every side. It would feel like this is not what I'm made for, right? But you come through the other side of it and you're part of an amazing tapestry, this beautiful design that God's made. This is the tension between sorrow and joy, right? And I want to encourage you today not to look at the getting in these moments, but to ask God, what is he giving right now? All right, I hope this encourages you. All right, God bless and see you next time.